All right. Hey there. My name is Samson Nand, and I wrote this play called Say Yes. It was originally going to be on the ADF One Act Festival, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic that's happening, it was canceled. So, thanks to Theater Just Because, we are able to perform it today as a live table read. So, performing with me today will be Deann Langford playing Lucca, Holly Snow playing Rachel, and TJ playing Spoons. Yeah, there you go. So we will be doing the stage directions, and we're going to be alternating given the stage directions. So we'll be acting out our characters, but we'll also be explaining the scenes as they need to be explained. So just a little note with that. So with nothing further to do, we're just going to jump into it. So thank you very much for tuning into it, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Scene 1. The living room has 2 chairs with a small end table between them. The end table has a video game controller on it and an empty Jones soda bottle, along with the bottle cap. There is a guitar stand beside the left chair with a guitar on it as well. There is a third chair that is slightly behind the left chair and more to its left. The 3 chairs are clearly visible on the stage without any blocking. On the right side, there is another table that serves as a drink station. This is where the characters go to grab and mix their drinks. Max is playing this lullaby on his acoustic guitar. There's a light shining on Max center stage as he sings.
Oh, where have you been, my love? Oh, where can you be? It's been so long since the moon has gone, and what a wreck you've made me. Are you there over the ocean? Are you there up in the sky? Until the return of my love, this lullaby. My hope is on the horizon, every face, your eyes I can see. I plead and pray each night and day, our embrace is only a dream. And sure as days go for moments, each hour becomes a lifetime. When she laughed, I'd only begun this lullaby.
Max puts down his guitar and begins to shadow box in his living room in front of the furthest left chair. He's looking forward with a vacant look on his face and continues to shadow box intensely with quick moves and bounce in his step as he speaks.
Today, I'm going to be a better person. Today, I'm going to go out there and be a better version of myself. I'm not going to get high. I'm not going to get stuck in my head. I'm just going to live for a change. Today is going to be my day.
The lights turn on and Lucca enters the room. Max speaks when he sees Lucca, and she seems annoyed by Max shadowboxing and sits down on the right chair. Lucca is looking at her phone while she speaks to Max and only looks up when directed to do so.
Hey, Lucca, you want a Jones? I bought a 4-pack if you do.
Nah, I'm good, Max. Maybe later.
Hey, when's the last time you had one?
A Jones? It's been a while, I guess. Why?
Well, these new bottles have inspirational messages instead of fortunes, and it's annoying, like this one says.
Max stops shadowboxing and picks up the bottle from the table and reads the message while standing.
Plant a tree. What the hell can I do with that?
Well, did you plant a tree?
Continues the shadowbox.
Nope.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Where would I plant a tree?
It's not the bottle cap's problem. They just gave you the suggestion. Besides, you said those old Jones had a fortune in the bottle cap?
Yeah.
Like a fortune cookie fortune.
Exactly like a fortune cookie fortune. Well, without the paper part, but the same idea in the cap.
Yeah. No, I think they were always just like these inspirational messages.
Max stops shadowboxing and looks at Lucca with confusion.
What?
Lucca does not look up.
No way. One time I got a fortune and it totally came true.
Oh yeah? What did your fortune say?
It said, today you will have a good day. And I remember I definitely had a good day.
Yeah, but it didn't say what was going to make your day good now, did it?
Max walks across the room to grab a Jones soda for himself and one for Lucca while she is talking.
fortune doesn't always tell you what to do or how your day is going to be good. You know, sometimes they just say something and then it happens.
He puts both bottles on the table.
Read my horoscope for today.
Lucca looks up from her phone and studies the Jones bottle, but doesn't open it.
Where would I find your horoscope, Max?
Just Google it, Lucca.
Google what? I don't know what your sign is. Hey, wait, do you know mine?
You're a Cancer.
Wait, you knew we'd be having this conversation, so you looked up my sign before we even started talking, didn't you?
Paranoid much? That sounds like a lot of energy just to mess with you.
And you're above it.
Whatever. Beans and I'll just look at my horoscope and see if it's a bunch of positive words or if there's some substance behind it.
All right.
And I'm a Virgo, by the way.
All right. I'll text it to you so you know I'm not making it up.
You don't have to do that. I trust you.
That's more than I can say for you sometimes. But anyway, here's what it says for Virgo. Keep your sense of humor and your wits about you at all times.
See? That sounds insightful to me. And as an added bonus, it gives me some direction on what I should do.
Max looks at both unsealed bottles and grabs one. He reads the cap.
Donate old clothing. Really, Jones Soda?
Well, I mean, your horoscope's definitely insightful, but isn't a horoscope supposed to be unique for every day? That one sounds pretty generic to me.
All I know is that when I was 12 years old, I bought a Jones. It told me I was going to have a good day, and then I had a good day. So, where are we going tonight?
The tavern. You want to go somewhere else?
As long as they have booze, I don't really care.
You getting into anything else tonight?
Nope. What? You want to do some rails later tonight?
Nope.
You want some pills?
God, no.
You want some thrills?
The gum that still tastes like soap.
Oh, it's so good.
What, are you still 12?
I am young at heart, my friend.
Yeah, I'd probably take the pills before I'd eat that trashy gum.
You know, it still blows my mind that you've never gotten high before in your life.
Why?
I don't know, I just think it's impressive.
That stuff just never interests me, that's all.
Well, a wise friend once told me, don't knock it till you try it.
I'm not knocking it. Just don't want to try it.
Hey, is Spoons going to meet us here at the bar? He's been borrowing my belt lately for some reason, and I really don't want to have to grab it from the bar if I can help it.
Why not?
Because he'll make it awkward.
How so?
He'd find a way.
Spoons knocks on the door and walks in on cue.
I think your mic is muted.
Spoons is muted.
There you go.
Anyone want a brew? Hello, Governor. Anyone want a brew? Sorry.
What you got there, Spoons?
Booze, booze, and more booze.
Yeah, got anything else for me?
Nope.
Spoons adjusts his belt in front of Max and sits in the chair Max was previously sitting in. Max, standing over him and staring down at him.
That's a nice looking belt you got there, bud.
Oh, that's right. Here you go.
Spoons stands up quickly and undoes his belt while facing Max and gives it to Max. Max doesn't seem pleased with the situation and holds the warm belt by the buckle with his thumb and index finger as if the belt is tainted or poisoned. Spoon immediately sits down after giving Max his belt and plays with his phone while Max stares down at him with disdain.
So why do you borrow his belt all the time?
Probably because it's a very good belt. It's very Thor-esque.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
It means
Anyway, why do you borrow his belt all the time, Spoons?
Well, sometimes my pants just get a little too loose, so I need a little bit of oomph to get me through the night.
Okay, that doesn't really answer my question as to why you need his belt, but fair enough. So what about now? Are your pants loose?
It's a little loose, but I'll probably just borrow his belt again later tonight.
Seriously?
Sure, why not? He doesn't mind.
You're ridiculous.
so. Who's playing at the tavern tonight?
I'm not too sure. I just know it's some acoustic stuff, but happy acoustic. Not that sad stuff like Elliott Smith dude you're always playing.
Who's Elliot Smith?
He's awesome, is what he is. You know, it's weird to hear the tavern has like acoustic music on the go, though. Usually that place is just a cesspool filled with punk bands.
Yeah, but the folk music crowd have more money. That's why they have to play those type of shows so they can at least pay their bills.
And it makes for a different vibe, too.
Yeah? How so?
You get more college kids and hipsters with the folk scene.
More girls too.
That's the best part.
So wait, you two go to these hipster nights often?
I guess so, yeah.
And you go to pick up chicks?
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Even though Lucca has more luck than me.
That's probably because I'm not wearing other people's belts and going around talking in a weird British accent when I'm.
Whatever. I still do all right. I'm trying my new Paddington Bear material tonight.
Yeah, because definitely women get aroused when they think of Paddington Bear.
You're just jealous my lines work.
No, actually, I'm shocked that they work. But I am honest. I have to admit, I am curious about this new Paddington routine. Do you offer these ladies marmalade?
Well, funny you should mention that.
So wait, how come this is the first I'm hearing about these hipster nights and haven't gotten an invite before?
We didn't think you'd be interested, to be honest.
Why not?
Well, I know I've honestly never seen you try to flirt with chicks.
So what, you think I'm gay?
What? No, we're not implying that at all.
We just don't see you flirting with women or men.
I'm not gay.
I know, Max, my gaydar is definitely not tingling when you're in the room. You're very much more of a gatherer type than a hunter, but you're still straight as an arrow.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being gay for the record.
Well, that's good to know, boss, because that would make for a very awkward conversation that's about 11 years too late.
I'm just saying it seems like you think I might be gay because you don't see me flirting with women.
I mean, we just don't see you talking about dating, so we figured you aren't interested in that scene.
Well, that's fair. All right, well, tonight let's see how things go, and then we'll take it from there.
Wait, what does that mean?
It means I'm going to put on an arm and make some moves.
You mean you're actually going to try and get laid tonight?
Yeah.
Really?
Is that really so shocking?
No, it's good. It'll be great.
Cool, well, I'm going to put some finishing touches on my already killer ensemble. But I might my belt for the whole night, though, Spoons. Think you manage without it?
Yeah, dude, I'll manage.
So, all right, I'll be back in a few.
Max puts his guitar in the stand and leaves the room to get changed. Spoons throws the controller to Lucca and goes back to playing on her phone. Lucca puts the controller on the middle table and looks at Spoons with curiosity.
So, what do you think?
Think about what?
About him trying to get a chick.
What, you don't think he can pull it off?
Well, no, I hope he does, but, he's usually chasing something else.
True, but it sounds like he's gonna keep his nose clean tonight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There's a silence between the two of them for a moment. Lucca looks to the side as if she's contemplating something. Spoons picks up the controller and starts playing video games and notices there's an odd silence that needs to be addressed. He's looking forward when he's talking to Lucca.
What's up?
I don't know. He's just all over the place lately. Like a couple days ago, he mentioned how that Elliot Smith dude stabbed himself in the heart, and he thought it was pretty cool. And now all this stuff comes out of left field.
You said it sounded cool that someone stabbed themselves in the heart.
Yeah, more or less.
I mean, that does sound kind of cool in a messed up way, if I'm being honest. But so what? You think he might want to stab himself in the heart because he thinks it's cool? That's pretty hardcore.
I don't know. Sometimes he just gets so spaced out and starts saying random stuff.
Well, maybe he just needs to date someone to get out of that headspace. Hence tonight.
Yeah, but that won't fix anything long term.
Well, maybe talk to him if you're worried.
You're not worried?
Maybe a little. But I'm being paranoid like you. You want to know why I took his belt?
Hold your pants up, right?
No, my pants are fine. I just didn't trust him with his belt a couple days ago.
And what does that mean? You think he tried to hang himself?
Well, we were drinking a couple days ago, and he wouldn't shut up about that movie, Train Spotting, like how he thought it was the coolest thing he's seen in years. And in my head, I thought he might do something stupid.
What, you think he used his belt to shoot up? Now that one's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, you're probably right. But it was my warped way of helping him out because I thought he'd do something stupid.
Probably has more than one belt, you know.
I checked with him, and apparently he doesn't.
Does he even do that stuff?
I don't know.
Well, did you ask?
No.
Do you do that stuff?
Me? No. I'm more into looking up subreddits and trying stuff the kids are doing these days. Like, did you know, if you put Bird's Bees chapstick in your eyelids, then snort really spicy Cheetos, you can get a buzz? It's a little, but it works.
You know, Spoons, all I have to do is talk to you for a few minutes and I'd realize why I'd rather be with women instead of men.
Thanks.
That's not a compliment, Patigan.
Max walks back into the room wearing a blazer, blue sunglasses, and a bandana around his neck. Max walks up to the table to grab a beer, not waiting or expecting his friends to make a comment. Lucca looks up from the video game to look at Max while Spoons is still looking at his phone.
Hey, interesting look there, bud.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, man. You look like a nicely groomed dog with a lot of dignity, like Lassie or the littlest hobo.
That is an odd thing to say. And I don't think either of those dogs wear sunglasses or bandanas around their neck, dude.
Yeah, I never saw an episode either, so you're probably right.
You know, sometimes I think you just like to say stuff so you can hear your own voice. How about a shot before you hit the road, huh?
Sure. What are we drinking tonight, Mr. Booze, Booze, and More Booze?
I got us covered.
Wait, what the hell's in that?
Just a little window maker.
You made some window maker and you put it in a flask.
Sure did.
Why?
Why not?
Because it's pretty much flammable poison? What's in that again?
1 part absinthe, 1 part Jägermeister, 2 parts vampire wine, and a little fireball. Just trying to bring back an old classic from back in the day.
Why? Why would you ever want to bring that back?
You never know when you might want to whip it out, you know?
Easy there, Louis C.K.
Remember when we made window makers when we were 14?
Yeah, we weren't the brightest kids.
Yeah, but we were creative. All right. Elbows up, gents and m'lady.
Now, Lucca, would you rather eat some thrills or take this shot? I will trade you this pack for your glass if you promise to eat just 1 piece.
Yeah, I'd rather do this shot of flammable poison before I eat 1 piece of your soap gum, you weirdo.
Whoa, dude, you have thrills?
Max smiles at Lucca and shakes his head. They all take a drink and the lights go out. Scene 2.
Scene 2.
Like we switch later.
I think it's TJ doing scene 2?
No, Holly does scene 2 until like.
All right, scene 2. Sorry. When the lights come back on, they are now sitting at the bar table. There's soft folk alternative music, guitar music playing in the background, creating a calmer atmosphere than what was in their apartment. They all have drinks on their tables, but are drinking more socially. Lucca's playing on her phone, not looking at anyone else, and Spoon has the smoke in his mouth, bouncing his chair, like he wants to dance. Max is looking forward, like he's partly bored and partly tired. Max notices the cigarette in Spoon's mouth and looks up with a look of nostalgia on his face when he speaks.
Miss when you could smoke in bars.
Were we even old enough to smoke in bars when you could smoke in them?
I had a fake ID for a bit there. We'd go every now and then.
So what do you miss? The musty smell of stale smoke or butts all over the place?
Or at the end of the night when you might find an ashed out smoke in your bottle.
I just miss when I didn't have to freeze to death to have a smoke.
But then you'd miss the joys of the smoke pit.
What joys.
You don't enjoy smoke pit convos? That's where the party is.
We seem to have totally different experiences of how a smoke pit operates. I usually get jocks trying to fight me when I'm in a smoke pit.
Well, I mean, that happens too. But sometimes it's an adventure. Like, remember that time we bumped some club cigarettes from those chicks and they didn't tell us they were laced with something and we just started tripping for the next 3 hours?
You enjoyed that?
Oh, yeah, man. And eventually we met that dude in the field who was trying to convince us he was a vampire that was 1,000 years old. It's a fun story, right?
Yeah, until they're trying to glamour me.
Wait, what does glamoring mean?
It's one of those stupid vampires from that show True Blood use mind control tricks to make you do stuff. It's like how the Jedis use the Force to make you do stuff, only it's not as cool as a Jedi trick. That dude was a creep.
That dude was messed up. Wonder what he's up to now.
I don't know, but if he's a vampire, I'm guessing he's not dead somewhere, or would it be undead? I don't know, but he's probably still a creep.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get some fresh air. Guys wanna come?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Suit yourself. I'm gonna make some new friends.
Or enemies.
Well, maybe I should borrow your Thor belt to power me up in case things go south there to make me stronger.
He stands up and stares at Max, waiting for him to hand over his belt. At first, Max doesn't notice he's standing there for a moment, then looks up at him.
You seriously want it?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, Broham.
Max sighs and spoons his belt from his pocket.
You know, I figured this would happen, so I packed you my spare belt.
I thought you only had one belt.
I did. He kept borrowing mine all the time, so I had to buy another one. You still want this one? You want it or not?
Yeah, sure.
Spoons salutes both of them and walks off stage.
You know what's great about that dude? He, like, never changes. He's like the golden standard of consistency with all his random inconsistencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kinda.
He's like exactly the same since I've ever known him. He hasn't changed one bit.
Do you think that we've changed?
I mean, I think I've shifted gears over the years for sure. I mean, I guess you're still the same, you know. You've always been pretty successful, good head on your shoulders, you know, no extra baggage. I don't know, I guess things just seem kind of different all around these days.
Yeah, well, I still have my good days and my bad days. How are things different, though?
I just remember when life was more simple, when we were making window makers and playing GoldenEye. I'm just rambling.
I guess I'm going to have a walk around for a bit, stretch my legs. Do you think you're going to be okay there, Eeyore?
Yeah.
Luca
walks away, leaving Max by himself. Max looks to his side and sees a girl sitting at the bar by herself. He takes a drink from his bottle and then looks at the girl again, who doesn't notice him. Max looks up as if he's in deep thought and then slaps his face as if he's trying to wake himself up. He looks down and reads it from his phone.
Keep your sense of humor and wits about you at all times.
He looks over at the bar and they make eye contact, and she gives him a friendly smile and then turns around. This prompts Max to exhale deeply and proceed to the bar. He approaches her from behind and lightly touches her elbow to get her attention. She turns her head to the side to acknowledge Max, and he starts talking in a calm manner. His words are slowed down, his voice is quieter, and he doesn't fidget or move around when he initially speaks. He looks into her eyes and maintains a smile.
Excuse me, miss? I know she's sitting there, and I know if I didn't come over and say hello, I'd probably regret it.
Oh,
Sorry? Didn't mean to surprise you. It's just that you have this cool and interesting vibe to you, you know, something very alluring, and I just had to come over and get to know you better.
well, it's very flattering. You use that line often?
Well, only when I mean it. Otherwise, I use subpar material. I once had a routine that involved a peacock and a penguin, so consider yourself lucky.
Okay. I'm curious. What would you say about this peacock and penguin?
I would walk up to women and ask them what they thought would taste better, a peacock or a penguin.
Really? And what would they say?
They'd pick one or the other. Some would pick the penguin because it's more fatty. Others would pick the peacock because they look cool.
And that actually worked with women?
I mean, it's got us talking, right? And that's half the battle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm Max.
Rachel.
Rachel is a rad name. I love that R sound. It's very pirate-esque.
I mean, I guess if you roll the R and go Rachel. Do pirates roll their R's?
They do now, and I can't roll my R's, so I'm a little jelly.
Well, when's the last time you tried?
Last week at work, it was pretty embarrassing. Like, I can't remember the context, but it didn't end well. But I admire a cool name. People used to make fun of my name all the time when I was a kid.
Really? What are some names people would call you as a kid?
Fax or Maximum Steel. I mean, they weren't the brightest kids. Oh, and Max Power, that's another one. I got that a few times.
Oh, Max Power doesn't sound so bad.
That's true. And hindsight's usually 20/20, but at the time, it was so annoying. But you're lucky. There's lots of great Rachels out there.
Really? You think?
Faux show.
Okay. Name one.
Put me on the spot, eh? Okay, how about Rachel Welch? She was a famous actress from back in the day.
Yeah, isn't it Raquel Welch?
Alrighty. Oh, see, this isn't your first time in the Outback, love.
Definitely not. Nice try there, bud.
Okay, how about Rachel from the show Friends? She was pretty solid, right? Did you ever watch Friends?
A little. Yeah, I guess I didn't mind her, but technically, she's just a character played by an actress. She's not real.
Yikes. You're a tough cookie. Okay, that's a fair point. But if someone mentioned Rachel from the show Friends, you'd be able to put a face and personality to that person separated from the actress. It'd be like if I said Harry Potter, you would think about the wizard and not the dude who played him, right?
Okay, that's fair. So that's one.
And one's all you ask for, so I am off the hook. Whew. Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, shoot.
Well, creative people always interest me. And when I saw you from my table, I got the feeling that you have an artistic side to you. So I was just wondering if you do anything creative in your spare time?
I play a little guitar, so I guess you can say that's my creative outlet, but it's nothing major.
I wouldn't downplay that. Someone who can pour their soul into an artistic expression, that's amazing. Do you write your own stuff too?
Yeah, I definitely try to have some original stuff when I play the odd set here and there.
See, that's even more impressive. Like, to create stuff and let people into your universe like that, oh, that takes guts. I don't think I'd have the courage to do that.
Thanks. I guess I never really thought of it like that. Do you have to play anything?
I play a little guitar, but nothing too crazy. I just started listening to this guy called Elliott Smith and started learning some of his stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I love Elliott Smith.
Really? I don't think I've ever met anyone who even knows who Elliott Smith is. That's impressive.
Wow. I can't believe I managed to impress the amazing Max Power. My life is complete.
All right, you've got a little bit of bite to you. It's nice. I can dig that.
Sorry. I'm just messing around. But it's cool that you're trying to learn his stuff. Have you been listening to him for a while?
I honestly just started listening to him like a couple months ago. I heard one of his songs in an episode of Rick and Morty, and it made me want to download all of his albums.
That's a pretty random way to find out about him. I don't even remember an episode where they played his music.
It's a pretty subtle reference. So wait, you like Rick and Morty too?
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Tiny Rick is my fave.
So you can play the guitar, you know who Elliott Smith is, and you watch Rick and Morty. I think you might be the coolest person I've met in the past 5 minutes.
Oh, I see you have very high standards.
Oh, I do, Miss Rachel. Don't be fooled by my lassie-like bandana around my neck. My standards are the highest among the kings.
Well, either way, thank you. I think you're pretty cool there too, Mr. Max Power.
Why, thank you. I'm loving the reciprocation here of the compliments.
Yeah, I'm pretty awesome.
Well, I definitely need to check out one of your shows.
I'd like that.
Lucca and Spoons return to the table area. Lucca is rolling his Lucca is rolling her head back and forth while Spoons notices Max talking to Rachel and points it out to Lucca. Max and Rachel aren't aware of them watching them. Lucca and Spoons are happy to see Max talking to her, and they give each other a fist bump, grab their drinks, and walk away from the area. Max and Rachel staring and smiling at each other while all this is happening.
So, let me ask you, are you here by yourself, or do you have a posse of equally cool people with you?
Why do you ask?
Well, to be honest, I just want to make sure I'm not going to get punched in the head by some jealous boyfriend while I'm in the middle of a fun and interesting conversation.
That happen often?
Never has yet, but the night is young.
Well, I'm just here with a couple friends. I just wanted to come to the bar, grab a drink, and chill for a bit away from the stage.
Any boyfriend in this entourage?
No?
Well, good to know that I can proceed with caution. How am I doing so far?
Not too shabby so far. What about you? Where's your posse?
I am also here with a couple of friends. One of them is wearing my belt somewhere, and the other has disappeared and still hasn't returned. They must be on an adventure.
Well, they sound like a mysterious bunch. How long have you known these friends?
We've hung out since we were like 13.
Oh, wow. So it's like a reunion night?
Nope. We hang out all the time.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Why is that? You don't have any childhood friends in your entourage?
No. Me and my childhood friends kind of drifted apart after we graduated high school.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I guess me and my bud just kind of get along, so it works.
You three hang out all the time?
I mean, I wouldn't say we're joined at the hip like Siamese twins, but we get together often enough when we're free. Well, me and my roommate more than our friend Spoons. He's the one who has my belts.
Wait, so you have a friend named Belt and he has your spoons?
Close. Just flip it.
So your friend's name is Spoons.
Well, his real name is Simon, but Spoons has a better ring to it, so we just started calling him that when we were kids.
And he has your belt?
Yeah.
Is there a story behind any of that?
Nope. One day we just started calling him Spoons, and he just grabs my belt whenever he wants it. That's pretty much it.
Kind of random. I like it though.
Well, it's better to be interesting than boring, don't you think?
Definitely agree with that. And no girlfriend then for you?
No, nothing of the sort. I guess we're just two single people having a fun and interesting conversation.
Indeed. Well, I should be heading back to my friends. Do you want to come over and meet them?
I would love that. I just need to find my friends first to make sure they're good. But you know what we should do in case we split up? You should write down your Instagram thingy for me, so I can follow your shows. And your number, just for good measure.
Well, I don't have an Instagram account or a Facebook page you can follow.
Oh.
But I can give you my number.
I will settle for that. Here, put it in my phone.
Max hands his phone to Rachel and she inputs the number. She calls her phone and holds it up to show Max her phone is ringing and her ringtone is Say Yes by Elliott Smith.
Just so you know, I didn't give you a fake number.
Is that Say Yes from Elliott Smith?
Sure is. I loves me that song and seems kind of fitting.
Awesome. Awesome to the max. Well, it was nice meeting you, Miss Rachel, with a real number. I'll probably chat with you in a bit here once I found my peeps.
Sounds like a plan.
Rachel leaves the area and Max stands alone, staring at the bar. He gives a huge sigh of relief and stands there by himself with a huge smile. He's extremely happy at the moment and looks satisfied and relaxed for the first time all night. Lights go dark.
Scene 3. The living room is now lit with a red light, and Spoons is sitting in the right chair, wearing the same outfit he had on at the bar, but with odd variations. He has on a top hat, white gloves, and a blue masquerade mask. He looks almost cartoon character-like. He has a video game controller in his hands, but doesn't seem to be giving it any attention to Max, who enters the room, stumbles around the apartment. Max is no longer happy as he was at the bar. He seems sad, tired, but not disoriented or intoxicated. He walks to the drink station, pours himself a shot, heads back to the left chair where he grabs his guitar from the stand and plays it while sitting awkwardly.
You remember when we used to sleep on my trampoline in the summer and you'd always complain about how cold it was when you woke up with frost on your head?
You're not really here. I know you're not really here. You're just a thought in my head. A miserable thought that just won't be quiet.
So, doesn't mean we can't have a conversation. Wouldn't be the first time you had a conversation with someone who wasn't really here, right?
True.
So I'll ask again. You remember when we had sleepovers on the trampoline in the summer and you'd always complain about how cold it was when you woke up with frost on your head?
I still don't understand how no one else is cold except for me.
We were all cold, dude. You just complained about it more. Besides, if your head was so cold, why wouldn't you just wear a toque?
Because I hate sleeping with stuff in my head. I like to sleep sockless, you know? So I can just like be exposed to all the elements, you know? So I can just feel everything possible.
You used to sleep sockless on that trampoline? No wonder you were so cold all the time. But I guess you had a sleeping bag.
Yeah, it was like having like frozen air suspended in space, you know, while I slept. It was rough.
Oh, you should have said something.
I did, multiple times.
There is a silence between the two of them. Max stops playing his guitar, looks over at Spoons when he speaks, but Spoons continues to play his video games without acknowledging his presence.
Hey, why do you just go down the nostalgic road? Why don't you ever bring up stuff that we did recently?
Well, what have we done recently? Other than taking your belt every now and then and getting trash together, we don't really do anything new.
So why do you still come around here?
Oh, because we're friends.
Yeah, but there's got to be more of a friendship than remember when, don't you think? Like, what do you and Lucca do when you're together?
Video games, clubbing, peelers. I mean, we invite you all the time, but you shoot us down.
It's because I hate that stuff.
So why do you want an invite?
Because even though I feel disconnected from everything, like I just want to belong. And even though I don't really fit in with you guys. Maybe I never did. Was I always like this?
You gonna buck up some lines now?
Why, you want some?
No,
Why not?
don't need it. Look, call that chick you met tonight with a clear head tomorrow. She was cute.
She was cool too.
Bonus, right?
Bonus for sure. She liked Rick and Morty and knew who Tiny Rick was.
I would put a ring on that finger, dude. Just saying.
Hey, remember when we were at that punk show in high school and there's those kids who were drinking on the other side of the train tracks? There's trains on the tracks, but you could see in between the carts.
Yeah, I remember.
And then instead of taking a few extra minutes to go around the train, they decided to crawl underneath the train, right?
We don't have.
Hey,
we
man.
don't have.
You like to reminisce, so let's reminisce. You remember that?
Yeah.
And what happened next?
The train started moving, and one of those kids got caught and was dragged for 20 minutes.
That's right. And I remember feeling a flurry of emotions that I couldn't understand. It was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. And I had no idea how I should feel. Should I be screaming? Crying? Standing still? Like, I still don't know what the right answer is. But you know what I did learn that day?
What?
That I don't know how to deal with my problems in a healthy way. I have no idea how to be a human being. I mean, I can pretend for a bit, sure, but eventually it all just falls apart.
You can't blame yourself for not knowing how to feel in that situation. It was so messed up.
You're fine with it though, right?
I just don't think about it.
Well, that makes you a better man than me, because I can't stop random thoughts like that popping in my head, you know? Like, my thoughts are like the waves of the ocean, this constant and never-ending flow that just won't end. And you're like one of those thoughts right now that I wish would just go away.
Spoons acknowledges this comment and nods slowly in acceptance and leaves the room. After a moment, Rachel then walks into the room and stands behind Max. She is wearing a lovely dress and looks more glamorous than she did at the bar. She is wearing the same purple mask from the beginning. He is aware of her presence but does not acknowledge her.
Oh, did I do something wrong?
Max says nothing. He puts his guitar back on the stand, picks up a sealed Jones bottle that he bought for Lucca earlier in the play. He looks at the label but doesn't open it, only marveling at the bottle like it's a mysterious potion. Rachel takes her mask off as she speaks.
I mean, I must have done something. I thought we had a fun conversation. Or were you just leading me on?
Oh, of course not.
Then what? I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand. Look, I'm sorry you wasted your time back there. For me, there's no such thing as closure if that's what you're looking for. I think that's just something that people say to prolong a sad ending. You know, we met, we chatted, it happened, and now it's over.
Firstly, you didn't waste my time. You made my night. You're cute and fun, and you made me feel good about myself. I'm not looking for closure, just an answer. How does it go from a fun conversation with both people wanting more to this? I'm just a memory right now, but it could be more.
She walks over to Max while he is standing drinking his vodka. She grabs his hand. He holds her hand for a second, then throws her hand aside without looking at her. Then he finishes his drinks but leaves the glass on the table while he walks back to his chair and stares forward, not paying attention to her. She stands beside him and he lets out a breath and looks over before he speaks.
You know what happened?
What do you think would have happened?
Maybe I went over to your table and I met your friends, and maybe we have a few laughs and keep the energy flowing. But eventually, I just say something stupid and you'd find me boring. Or I say something stupid, you'd think I'm a loser.
Or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd think, this guy is trying and that's good enough for me. Maybe you'd realize you can't always be the life of the party and don't have to be, especially for me.
I guess I never thought of it like that.
I mean, come on, Max. I'm not saying we're going to get married or start a serious relationship that'll last for years, but we might have something we can build off, right?
I suppose.
And you still have my number.
So
You can give me a call right now and not do what you're about to do.
call you and say what? Hey, remember that dude you just talked to a couple hours ago and totally ghosted you? Just wanted to say hi.
Well, yeah, well, obviously you wouldn't say that. No girl wants to hear the word ghosted, silly.
So what would you say?
Rachel stands beside Max, pretends to dial on an imaginary phone, and puts the phone to her ear before she starts speaking.
Hey, Rachel. It's me, Max, the super cool and cute dude you met tonight. Sorry I didn't swing by your table, but something came up, and I had to bail on the show early. But it was really cool meeting you tonight, and if you're free sometime this week, maybe we can meet up and chat some more. Hope you had a fun night. And that's just for the voicemail. If I pick up, you can say that and a little more. I don't know what might happen if you call, but at least you can say you tried. At least you can move the chains and try to move this forward, because it was fun, right?
It was fun. You were fun. You know what happened when you went back to your table?
Well, you said you were going to go find your friends. Did you?
I did. I was standing at the bar, like, elated after our convo, and I looked around and saw my two friends, and they were both standing around and chatting and laughing. And for a moment, I was happy too. Like, we were all drinking out of the same pool of energy. Then I got to dissect if this feeling is real, you know, or people are just patronizing me or pitying me, you know, because sometimes I feel like I'm not worth it. So I left. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my friends. I just left. And then, you know what I did? I went to the casino parking lot and found the first homeless guy I could find and see if he could get me some drugs. And he led me down this shady stairwell to an alley, to an apartment, and then we stood there for like 10 minutes, talking about nothing, talking about everything. And eventually, this dude who's like wired and sloppy shows up. He hands me the stuff. I tip the homeless guy, get in the cab, and I come home. Because that's who I am. That's the best I can be. That's the only way I know how to feel anything.
Max lets go of Rachel's hand while he walks over to pour himself a new drink. He takes the drink and goes back and sits down in his chair, looking forward while Rachel pauses to soak it all in and take a deep breath. She kneels beside Max and looks him in the eye. She speaks with sincerity and with genuine care.
I know there's a lot of pain inside of you, and I'm not naive enough to think I can cure it or make it go away, but I'd be willing to try. We could do it together.
You mean that?
I do. I don't know what the future has in store for us, but you can take a shot. I don't know how it ends up, but you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
But what if it doesn't work?
That might happen, sure. What if it does work? Just call me, Max. Take a chance and see where it takes us. You can still change the narrative to this story. You have my number. You can call me and see what happens.
I love that your ringtone is Say Yes from Elliott Smith.
It's my favorite song. It's about a girl he really liked.
And my favorite line of that song is when he says, "They want you or they don't. Say yes."
So good. Yeah, the girl in that song didn't say yes. But I'm not her. I might say yes. Just take a chance, Max.
A chance.
Max looks at Rachel with happiness in his eyes and is holding her hand with a smile on his face. A genuine smile, and she smiles back. He picks up his phone with his other hand and puts it to his ear, but then pauses and smiles.
What is it?
I just realized something.
What's that?
That at the end of the day, if I'm being totally honest, eventually we'll end in tragic fashion because all relationships end in tragedy. But this stuff here, the drugs, they'll keep me whole and they'll make me complete every single time, even if it's only temporarily. And that's the best I can be.
He then lets go of Rachel's hands and grabs his drink, ignores her present. Rachel nods her head while holding back the tears and leaves the room. The lights turn back to their original living room color. There are no other characters in the room at this moment, only Max. He is singing the chorus to Say Yes and playing his guitar.
I'm in love with the world through the eyes of a girl who's still around the morning after.
Lucca walks into the apartment to find Max spaced out and in an altered state of mind. All the alcohol and drugs have caught up with him. He is now in a sad, dark place. He is subdued with no energy in his voice or actions. He is clearly intoxicated. Lucca sits in the living room with Max, looking with sincerity and concern without any anger or judgment. Hey, Max.
Hey now.
How's it going?
It goes. The rest of your night?
What's that?
How was the rest of your night?
Yeah, it was good, but you just disappeared. How's everything with you?
Good enough.
I saw you chatting with a really cute chick at the bar. How'd that go?
Didn't work out.
Really? She seemed pretty into you. Did you get her number at least?
I think so.
It looked like you two were having a really good time.
Yeah, where'd Spoons wind up?
Yeah, he met some people in a smoke pit and found an after party, I think. I'm not sure.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so anyway, this girl, you can try giving her a call tomorrow or something then, right?
You're probably right.
And you probably won't, right?
You're probably right.
Are you okay?
I don't even know anymore, dude.
Do you ever think that you're just creating this world that you're living in and everything doesn't have to be like this?
Sometimes.
Max grabs the bottle of vodka off the table.
Good night, dear Lucca.
Max leaves the room and Lucca sits there alone. She puts the belt he gave to Spoons earlier in the day on the table, and then Lucca notices the Jones soda on the table that Max brought for him earlier on. She looks at it and then opens the soda and reads the bottle cap.
Today, you will have a good day. Oh, Max, you grabbed the wrong bottle.
Scene, and that's it. So, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you're all staying safe in this different world we're in. So, have a good Saturday night.